Okay, I think we're here. Hello everyone. Duke Films, give me a second here while I try and figure out some things real quick. I might have to excuse myself for a brief moment. Um... Okay, there we go. Hello everyone. Excuse me for a brief moment. But I'm gonna put a poll if anyone's here. Asking what you guys want to open first. Okay. Let's hope this music is copyright free, like it says it was. But if you excuse me a brief moment, I need to check something, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright, hello, jump scare. Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11 in the chat. Hello, I'm back. So we only have one vote so far. I just had to finish some things before we get started here. Luckily, there's always, you know, we will open up everything here, but let's see. Let me know what you guys think of the stream quality. All right. I think we're ready to rock. We're gonna give it everything we've got. All right. Hello. We're gonna open the Jurassic World figures first, because we've only had a brief amount of time here. But I hope you guys have been doing well. I've been busy with school, primarily, as you can imagine. I have only 1 year left, so that's always kind of cool. Kind of exciting, but we're just gonna, I'm back on YouTube here, at least for the summer. I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing, but I just wanted to, come back and, do a little live stream here, opening up some figures. So, well, without further ado, let's get cracking, shall we? Now who to open first? So, let me get the new Empire guys out of here. But we will be opening up Scar King, the almighty Shimo, both 93 classic figures. We have the Alan Grant set, the Gallimimus, Tactical Claw Pack, and Dr. Ian Malcolm's Glider Escape Pack. Very excited about both of these. Irritator, just from the Jurassic World Dino Trackers line. So you can see a lot of these I got on very, very good deals. Can't really tell, can you? Love the lighting in my room, it's so good. But I got it for $5.69, which is really, really, really cheap, especially when the figures originally, what, $18.99? Things getting expensive. And then the Habitat Defender Triceratops. Super excited about that. So we're gonna crack it on open here. I don't know who to do first. I think I want to do the humans first, just so we have something to compare the bigger dinosaurs to. So let's get you out of the way. I want to open this one first, I think. So we're gonna do that. Let me just remove the headphones. Let's see. Alright, just so I can move around better. Let me grab a few guys that I'm going to use for comparison. For these particular figures, just so they're closer. Well, you might see my disgusting hair in a second. All right. So I don't have a lot with me at the moment. because I didn't want to deconstruct my entire room to get some dinosaurs, but I got some guys for comparison that we will use later. So thank you all for joining. I also want to say thank you to any of those that saw the recent video, the lovely Egypt fight reconstruction that I did in Gmod. Thank you to all who tuned in for that. Without further ado, let's get this thing open. So, standard 93 classic packaging, the lovely box art. I'm really pleased with this, and I'm glad that they gave us, such in-depth box art. JP30 up there. Got Ian Malcolm just coming down on this poor Dilophosaurus. Yeah, young hatchling Triceratops, which is a lovely surprise. And then the standard Jurassic Park junglescape. And they even have like a little diorama something on the back, which I always am fond of. And then the way that they put the dinosaurs that are, throughout the line is very Kenner. Of course, this whole line is inspired heavily by Kenner, and later we'll see Hasbro Jurassic Park. So, very excited. Let's get this thing out of the packaging. So it's standard glued box. So might destroy some of this packaging, unfortunately, but I want to preserve the box as much as possible. So you may or may not hear my my siblings, for they are playing some form of game together. Oh, there goes the packaging. Ooh, the glue is on tight. It's very, very, very stuck on, unfortunately. Yep, slight casualty. But let me get this open real quick. Everything sort of fell out of this little sleeve. All these paper bags. I appreciate that they're paper, which is fun and recyclable in that regard. But yeah, I kind of demolished the box trying to get it open, unfortunately. But, otherwise, I guess I can save this thing. Sorry about that. I am back. So I like that these come in paper bags. This is the Ian Malcolm set. You have tape still, but you know, let's see what's. I guess we'll see what's in bag number 1. Looks like it's the glider. Ooh, comes with these little plastic pieces here. Here, let me do something real quick. I gotta shift around my display. Yeah, we'll do that. Comes with these little plastic pieces that we have to put together. Huh. So here's the backpack that the glider pieces go into. Let's see if we can do some damage here. Put these pieces in. These don't seem too complicated. So let's see. Just gonna push them in, I guess. I don't want to break this thing. I like all the detail that's packed in to the pack. Finally, you're live. It's been 4 months. Yeah, it's been a little while. Just a little while. Nothing too crazy. Here, maybe we could read the instructions. Because this thing does come with instructions, which I think is pretty handy. Let's see. Huge guns. Yeah, you just sort of put it together. It's nothing too complex, which is always a benefit, meaning less opportunity to screw it up, hopefully. Part of the backpack actually came apart. Let me put this little strap back in. It's made out of a rubbery plastic, so it's not too, you know, it doesn't feel too cheap or anything. Yeah, I don't know how you are supposed to put this in. Hold on. Instructions. Come back to me. It seems like it clicks on. I feel like I'm doing it incorrectly though. So that this piece here that's protruding does not all fit in that hole. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So I have no idea how this thing was designed. This thing is super weird. We'll probably break something, so let's just shove it in and see what happens, I guess. This does not feel like it was assembled correctly. Hey, on this side it'll work. Ugh, sorry, I'm shoving in the piece right now. Oh, I have it upside down. I'm such a fool. Let's try it now. Okay, there we go. You got one piece in. The One Piece Minecraft stream one day. I wouldn't mind doing Minecraft. Minecraft's fun. Oh, okay. The other wing has a different piece, so it ensures that you put it in correctly. That's fun. Yeah, I would not mind doing Minecraft. Seems the designs of the wings are the same on both sides. So if you put them in wrong, per se, it still works. Yeah, I guess that's our glider. Yeah. And now we just need to find Ian. That's very, very Kenner-like. Jurassic World Reborn. I love that mod. I'd definitely play that. Yeah, that's our glider. Looks pretty good, actually. A lot of detail, very simple. I like the colored pack and it's got a not a nice backpack-like details. So I'm not complaining there. This big bag probably has the Dilophosaur. But yeah, no, there's a lot of good Minecraft mods that, you know, I haven't tried out. Yep, there it is. Ooh, let's see if it has any paint defects. Oh, you're much smaller than I thought you would be. No paint defects, thankfully. Look at that. Hold on, you guys cannot see that. Oh my god. There she is. Look how pretty she is. I love the colors. And it's a Dilophosaurus without a frill, which I think is very unique. Wow. This is actually really awesome. Well, the frill is there, actually. But it's like tucked away. This is like one of the only Dilophosaurs like this. Oh. There she is. If you don't have this already. Here's the Fax app scan code. I know it looks really, really good. You know, very limited paint overall. But I think the sculpt definitely makes up for it. It's basically the Hammond collection sculpt, just, you know, without the articulation. This might be my favorite Dilophosaurus that I have. Or second favorite. And there's definitely one that's slightly better. Now this I imagine to be all the other weapons. Yep. Here's a bag full of weapons. Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So here is an absolutely massive gun. Holy crap. I guess that's where this missile here goes into. Yep, that's a huge gun. I hope Ian can hold this thing. This is definitely very Kenner styled, very well detailed, but just absolutely ridiculously massive. That's hilarious. And then here we have the capture gear, which is awesome for the Dilophosaurus. So we'll give that a try. And then like a muzzle for the Dilophosaur. And then a cage or a holding case for the young Triceratops. Which I imagine is not far from here. Here's bag number 4. This one, I think, has Ian himself in it. Yep. Ooh. Hello, Ian. Here he is. Here is 90s Ian. It's a little disconfigured. Just a bit. Let's fix him up. There you are. So he still has the awkward sleeve skin, whatever you want to call that, from the original Legacy Collection toy, which is hilarious to me. And then he's just got this very like sleek black shirt on. It's very similar to how he looks, you know, just in general. Here we are. I think he uses the Hammond Collection head. Here, let's see. Yeah, it's definitely an updated head sculpt. So here he is compared to Legacy Collection Ian. Again, sorry if you can hear my family playing some form of board game downstairs. But new Ian is very buff, and I think that's hilarious. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, and then he's got the updated head, which I think looks pretty good, compared to the old Legacy Collection head. I think it's slightly better, so I'm glad they made that change. But he still has the weird skin sleeves, unfortunately. But there's less paint in general on the newer figure, but I think overall it looks better. And he's got like the standard articulation that we've seen with, classic Ian over here. Also notice the difference in arms. Like the newer one has huge hands and arms compared to the old one. At least it appears that way. Extra muscular, if you will. Which I think is funny. And then here's the boots on old Ian, which is here, were gray. Well, this one is now black. So he's just gone full, leather. It's pretty cool. I like it. I am not opposed. And then, of course, the other major difference is that this one, the new Ian, has a peg in his back. So if we grab the glider here, I think we're supposed to, we undo one of the straps. We can just sort of load them in here. Let's see. See if I can get this on appropriately. Oop. Sorry I do this off camera, but I think it's just better for your... There we go. So there he is with the glider. Haha. Looking really, really good, actually. And then when we just put in the other strap here. That's not happening. It's super hard to get the straps in once they're off. There we go, kind of. Yep. His neck articulation is very stiff. But there he is. Glider and all. So he looks pretty good overall. It fits comfortably and you can have him glide around. And very 90s Kenner style. Gosh, that's so funny. But yeah, the articulation's like your standard Mattel Legacy Collection human. I don't need to go over this again. Oh, you just have a waist swivel. I guess that's kind of new, depending on which generic human you have. But yeah, no, it's the same articulation that we've had for 6 years now. So I don't think I need to go over it again, but if you want me to, I will. And the last bag number 5, should have our hatchling Triceratops and whatever else. Yep. Whoa. That's it. This guy is weird. Okay, because this is like unlike anything Mattel's ever released. It's a big baby Triceratops. But it's very cutesy. And I guess this is like one of the only baby dinosaurs we've gotten. We have a juvenile Tyrannosaurus. But otherwise, this is like one of the only babies. We have Bumpy. We're getting a baby Apatosaurus soon. Very limited, but it's just kind of fun to see a young Triceratops from Mattel. But very bright 90s colors, and you just sort of take the carrying case. You like slip it on, I guess. Hold on. Let's see. Let me look at these instructions. Yeah, you just put the case on him. And I guess Ian can now carry her. What in the world? I don't know if Ian's hands can like hold any of this stuff. Let's see. It's working, kind of. His hands are so huge. No, this Triceratops is way too heavy. Oh. His Stand corrected for the 3 seconds he's going to be holding her. Oh, there you go. So he can carry this baby to safety, I guess. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's everyone right there. Oh, Ian. I don't know how he's gonna be able to hold this God, giant gun, but you can fit this capture gear somewhere on this Dilophosaurus's head. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's like malleable. Okay, so the Dilophosaurus has a very, oh sorry, the gear for him is very gummy. So you can like bend it easily. So I'm assuming I can just slip this over his face. A little nervous. Okay, there we go. And there you go, all captured up. Now that's fun. And then the other capture gear is displayed here. It's kind of like handcuffs. So let's try that. So you got the big pieces, the big arms go around the ankles, and the smaller pieces go around the wrists. We've been streaming for a long time, and we haven't even gotten through one of these yet. Might be a long one, ladies and gents. Hope you don't mind. Whew. It's hot in my room. It is summertime where I'm from. Okay, slipping on the gear. I guess that's how that works. Like that. There you go. Sorry. There you go. So with the Dilophosaurus, you put the clamps around his elbows and then the ankles. So there's your captured Dilophosaur. That is so cool. I'm glad Mattel went all out with this stuff. And then here's the giant gun. There's a giant button. And if you shoot it, it's gonna go flying. Oh my god! It is extremely powerful for almost no reason. Let's see. Jeez, the wheeze. Absolutely flying across everything. Yeah, no, this thing would kill your Dilophosaurus, but I think this is supposed to be like a giant tranquilizer missile, as one has. Let's see if Ian can hold this thing. Probably. Hopefully, it comes with him, so I guess he should be able to hold it. Yeah, okay, he holds it pretty easily, actually. Except it's just absolutely massive, and he has no strength to hold it. I guess you, like, tuck it in the glider, like that. So it, like, kind of supports it. But it's absolutely massive. It's so huge. So ridiculous. So I think if I have one complaint, it's definitely that these weapons are a little too big. It makes it kind of impossible for anyone to hold them. Yeah, that's Ian. Very cool set. I'm loving it. 93 Classic line is one of Mattel's best, sort of lines or sublines that they've created. Just because of, it's not only a homage to the, 93 Classic Kenner line, but also it comes with so many accessories and such. And it's not happening. Ian's not standing today. His glider is too 90s and manly, I guess. And the baby trike. And then for the Dilophosaur, let me take off its gear real quick. If I may. Jeez Louise. It's stuck on his head. Oh, this isn't like a... Oh, well, you put it on its head, it's game over. I can see this causing, like, paint scraping over time. Or, like, taking off the head. Which I am not too fond of. Okay, I was just slipping it off wrong. It's pretty easy and effortless, thank God. But I just wanted to compare it to a few other Dilophosaurs. So this is one of the first Dilophosaurs to not have the frill. It's one of the only. So if we grab him here, he's actually, you know, not too much larger or smaller than any of the other Dilophosaurs. Let's zoom in here. As you can see there, he's pretty much the same in terms of size. Here's a slightly larger Dilophosaur from the Dominion toy line. Kind of dwarfs this new guy. But I like that it's, you know, a different sculpt than the others. Its head is a little thick, I think, but I think I like it overall. I think it's a nice Dilophosaur. I just wish it had a little more paint. But I guess with all the other, you know, accessories that you're getting, it's really, you know, not that bad. I don't mind at all. But yeah, I just wanted to compare it to some of the other Dilophosaurs. And yeah, I think I give that one a solid 8 out of 10 overall. Maybe I'm being a little harsh. I just wish that the weapon can be held a little bit more effortlessly. But the capture gear is nice, the Dilophosaur is nice. Even with his glider, the baby Triceratops, we'll compare that Triceratops to many others later, so get ready for that. But next, we're going to open up Alan Grant's set. So it comes with a little raptor, a Gallimimus, Alan Grant, and then for same old 93 Classic stylized background here. This one comes with 2 guns, a vest, looks like a pair of binoculars. This one comes with a little bit more kind of, you know, the reason it does is because Alan Grant here doesn't have a glider. Okay, that one opened very easily. Hopefully that's a good sign. And this one also uses the paper bags. Yes, more paper bags, please. The environmentalist in me is coming out on YouTube. This one comes with 4 bags instead of 5. So I'm gonna be keeping this box as well. I got Alan for $11.99, and then Ian for $7.19 or something. Yeah, $7.19. So I got them very, very cheap, which I'm thankful for greatly. Let me go grab the Hammond Collection Gallimimus. Kind of chilling across my room. Just because I want to compare it. I don't have the Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus, otherwise I would have done that comparison. But do not have him. Or her. Alright. Sorry about that. Let's get Alan out of containment. So I'm assuming this is probably the Gallimimus. One of these big bags. It's definitely the Gallimimus. So, of course, the tape that you have on these bags is not necessarily recyclable. Oh, never mind. This big bag is... Oh my god. Weapons. I thought the stuff that came with Ian was huge. This stuff is massive. Like, absolutely massive. Let's figure out what's going on here. This is like a giant, like, grappling hook. Okay, this is like everything. Here's the vest for Alan. You'll find Alan later. Alan! We have both pieces for the Gallimimus, the capture gear. Again, love the capture gear. This claw grabber, bazooka, and pair of binoculars. Yep, the least crazy addition here in this set, which is absolutely hilarious to me. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. That just came out like that. I don't know why I have allergy problems every time I record. Maybe it's a sign. Let's see this. Yep, this is the mini raptor. Oh my gosh. Look at this cunning little guy. So like evil. Well, let me see if I can. You're not telling me this guy is not evil. I'm sorry, but he's like so menacing. But I love him. Very basic, yellow eye, dark green on the back, and that's it. No articulation or anything, but I'm perfectly fine with that. It's made of like a slightly more, not really. This guy's actually made of like a pretty hard plastic. The Triceratops that came with Ian was a little more rubbery. Oh no. This is not gonna be... Okay, this guy cannot stand for his life. That's a shame. Now this is definitely the Gallimimus. If this is not the Gallimimus, I'll be shocked. Huge bag. Yep, that's the Gallimimus. Now this is one of the, I guess, most intriguing parts of the set for me. Oh my god. Hold on. Look at how adorable this guy looks. Oh my gosh. This is so good. This might be one of my favorite Gallimimus toy that I own. Let's see if it's... Okay, wow. Okay, yup, this is... Excuse my lack of vocabulary, but peak. No, some of the joints are a little tight, but there we are. So that's the Gallimimus. Look at how pretty it looks. I just love the Kenner paint scheme on the movie. More film accurate sculpt. It's more of like a Jurassic World Gallimimus, you could argue. Or, you know, it literally is that. Which is fine by me. I don't really mind. Looks like this left arm's gonna be a little rigid, but the arms are super malleable, and the neck can bend. It's like on a ratchet. The legs can move back and forth, and out and in, which I did not expect at all. Wow, look at the feet and legs are maybe the feet are a little big, I think, but compared to the like Hammond Collection Gallimimus, which we'll compare at the end here, I don't think it's that bad. And then I think the tail can, yep, the tail can swivel for whatever reason. But I just love that eye. Like, I know it's like soulless or whatever, but like, I just think it looks so like pretty, and it just reminds me of like, I don't know, like how big the eyes of a deer or cow look, or some species of bird. No, this is my favorite Gallimimus, easily. While we're here, I guess let's get the capture gear on. So for the capture gear, it has like it's a muzzle and handcuffs tied together. So let's get this on. Sorry, Gallimimus, you're going to jail. Oh, he's so baby. Sorry, little one. You're under arrest for your crimes against Jurassic World. Yep, just like that. Prisoned, incarcerated, and then, you know, ankle braces. Or ankle cuffs. Super huge for the super huge legs. Oh gosh, this might be a little tough to get on. No, not really. Okay, yep. There you go, under arrest. All of its capture gear glory. I love that so much. This is so fun. And then, oh, scan code if you need be. Wow, I just love this thing. The blue is a little obvious, but otherwise, no. Wow, the detail, the articulation, the capture gear. That's great. That's a great Gallimimus. And then last but not least, we have Alan Grant, who is still trapped in his paper prison. Oh, okay. Wow. Here he is. He's like very saturated. I didn't expect him to be like this bright. But he is. His limbs are a little rigid. But again, standard articulation. I won't go into depth, but I love that they painted the zipper. It's the Kenner Alan Grant outfit. I think the pants might be a little too vibrant. Excuse me, but I'm glad that they didn't paint everything on him, but they did paint his belt buckle, the zipper. He has different colored boots. The hat's a different color. Very 90s. Very great. And then the instructions. There's no way in heck that's happening. I'm definitely not going to be able to shoot that thing and catch the raptor. There's no way. But I can try. It's supposed to go in his, what's that, his left arm? Left hand? But, yeah, you're just supposed to shoot the Gallimimus, I guess. Take him down. Incarcerate him. Then, the vest, comes apart. It's similar to the ones that come with the raptor enclosure. Very standard stuff. There we go, little raptor. We're gonna... It might look better with the vest, actually. Yeah. So this one is already kind of open, so you can just sort of lock them back. And you just sort of slip it over him. It's got a t-shirt thing going on. I just slip this on. Thing is, this vest is super malleable. Otherwise, this thing would be a pain to get on. But Mattel is smart in that regard. Yeah, I think. Maybe too good. There we are. So his vest is on. I don't know how long it'll stay on. But, there you go. Now he's all armored up and ready to hopefully not get eaten by some, baby Velociraptors. Now let's try out the gun. Thing's gonna go flying as well. Oh wow, that fits nice. Having deja vu right now, but that is a huge claw. Can it rotate? Can it articulate? Apparently you're supposed to shoot this raptor and just capture him. I don't believe that for a second. Let's say he's eating the crossbow. Right there. Okay. And Alan Grant. What? What? Sorry. Should have read the instructions. The gun is slipping out of his hands. I don't know how this works. It just sort of looks like you do that. Oh, okay. It's not a gun. It's you just, you know, you articulate the claw, and then you pretend like, and then you shove the raptor in here, and it kind of holds him. Okay, I see. It's not an actual gun. Well, that's kind of cool. I think I like that a lot. Let the gun slipped out of his hand, like, instantaneously. Binoculars, by the way, can go over him with ease, like so. Yeah. We're gonna take those off because we have this other gun, so it's nicely coiled. Let me unwrap this. Where to start? There we go. You just have to pull out. This thing was tucked into the rope and you gotta pull it out. So, I just untie it. It's a very, very impressive crossbow. Or grappling hook. Again, super massive, super huge. Basically the size of Alan. You know, definitely not something held by one person. But that's how 90s toys were, kind of. So then you load in. Oh wow. You load it in and the, you know, the ropes there actually articulate. And then fire. Jeez Louise. Absolutely powerful. I mean, you know, you're getting a high-powered weapon out of this. So that's always a good thing, I guess. But let's see if Alan can actually hold this thing. They made the handles on all of them are, again, all super small. The thing is hilarious. I guess I should end that poll right now, shouldn't I? The Jurassic World figures are still winning. Alan Grant is not holding this thing for too long. He's gonna be walking around. This thing is so heavy. Again, I think the weapons being huge is cool and hilarious, but I think it's not very practical for play. I mean, Alan can barely hold it. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot him now. Yep. But it you know, you can play with it and pretend that they're holding it well, and they're not, but you know, it's super funny to get all these massive super weapons. They can grow your arsenal of huge weapons. But I guess one last thing I should do is compare Alan Grant. Hello, if you can see me. Okay, Alan Grant's very different compared to Ian. I mean, Ian, both of the Ians were pretty different, but I'd say the Alan Grants are even more so. He's ripped. Gosh. New Alan is absolutely gone to the gym. Just a bit, just a little bit more than standard Alan here. And of course the darker blue and more saturated colors on the new one. The hats are different. The head sculpts, I think, are different. Hold on. Yeah, no, the head sculpts are way different. I think this uses the Hammond Collection Alan Grant head, which I think is... I think on this figure in particular, it looks better. But I have the Hammond Collection one in box, and I don't think it looks as good as the Legacy Collection Alan Grant, which is weird. But yeah, the arms are bigger, but and the, you know, the sculpts that they used for the vest and the pants are different than Alan. This guy just has like khaki pants, work pants. Oh, this one has big Army industrial nature boots and pants with all a bunch of packs and pads and stuff. And he's been hitting the gym, so that's the major differences. But yeah, very different. And then, because Alan can stand a bit better from what I observed compared to Ian, because he doesn't have a giant pack on. Has its benefits and cons, I suppose. And then for the Gallimimus, Sorry if you hear the creaking. Let's see. So let me do this. There we go. Get these binoculars out of here. Poor raptor. Here's a mainline Gallimimus from 2018. Here is the, even though awkwardly proportioned, still lovely Hammond Collection Gallimimus. Still like it quite a bit. Now, do I like it more than this guy? Probably not. This sculpt, of course, is a repaint, this Gallimimus. Technically, not really. I guess it's a retool. Because it's based on the Savage Strike Gallimimus. Or also the Battle Damage one. But this is the first version to actually have no, action feature. It actually just has articulation, and that's it. And I think that's why I like it so much. And also it has a great paint scheme. Here is, here it is. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm stretching across like my whole bedroom to do this. There you go. Very small and tiny in there. Just chilling out. They look pretty good together. It's hard to see because my camera quality is awful and my room lighting is also awful. But the Gallimimuses look really good together. I think I like the 93 Classic one the most because though I like the articulation on this one, its proportions, especially that head and those feet, absolutely massive. But still a very close second place. I just prefer the proportions, even though that tail's a little short, and the proportions and the colors on this new one. And then for one final comparison, as everything falls apart. Oh my gosh. Let me set up all this stuff. So there's some extra humans here in this vehicle, and a bunch of extra weapons. But I wanted to throw together all of the 93 Classic stuff that I personally own, which is everything except for the new Dennis Nedry. So that also includes the beautiful, unbeaten Red Rex. Gosh, sorry. I had to mute my microphone. My family was getting a little too loud downstairs. Let's put the weapons there. But here's the Scutosaurus. There's everything. You can see some extra humans in there, but I just wanted to throw everything together. They look so great. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that is a great first lineup for the the first wave of the 93 Classic line. Dennis Nedry just came out. It's in stores. I'm going to wait till he's on sale as well because he's a little too expensive for my price range. But, yeah, no, I give the Alan Grant set probably a 8 out of 10 as well. I think I like it more than the Ian Malcolm set. But, again, the same negatives. It's just I wish the weapons were a little... I mean, I love that they're huge and it's hilarious, and I love that and how powerful the firepower on these things are, but they are very impractical for holding and display. Might be a little difficult as well, I can imagine. But otherwise, the sculpts are good. Oh, of course, maybe a little more paint on all the dinosaurs, probably across the board, except maybe that Red Rex. I think the Red Rex looks pretty solid. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this first wave. And from what I'm seeing with the Dennis Nedry set, they did make some improvements. Or I think that set might actually be my favorite. Not sure how to feel about buff Dennis Nedry, though. I think it looks a little weird because of how accurate Newman's head is compared to everything else. But we'll get there when we get there. But 93 Classic line out of overall 9 out of 10. It's just very good. It's very good. The highs are high, the lows aren't that low, and don't really take away anything from me. But it's good to have everything together now. I'm very pleased, and yeah, let me mute my microphone and move some stuff around, and let's get ready for the next couple of guys. So give me one moment. Alright, alright. I have returned. Sorry about the delay. Excuse me. Just taking a quick break and getting some stuff cleaned up before we move on to the next few dinosaurs. So let's get on with the Irritator here. Now this one I was really excited about, mainly because it improved upon a dinosaur that was already released before the Irritator, and just blew that old one out of the water. I don't have it. I turned it down when I saw it because I thought it was pretty gross. No offense to the sculptor, but it was just not for me. This one, however, takes that same sculpt and revamps it, improves it, remasters in every regard. I think the only Spinosaur that's really better in the main line is maybe the Baryonyx. Maybe, which we'll compare. But otherwise, this is amazing. Wait, sorry, just grabbing the mainline Baryonyx off my shelf, because we will do a comparison. I was thinking we wouldn't, but we will. So, standard Dino Trackers packaging. A little bit of an old figure, but I wanted to do this one anyways. So, it's from the river biome, and didn't really care for these other few here. I got the Orcaraptor for my brother, and the Nigrosaurus was also given to my other brother. Did not care about that Velociraptor at all, but really like the packaging. Love that they introduced the biomes with this line. What I didn't like is this. The old lever returns from Dino Escape, except it's a little bit different. But let me just get this guy out of the package. It's gonna be a little bit of a loud fella. So, I also like that blue end. So loud. Hold on. Stop it. Okay, you can stand without the tail, and he's really low to the ground. I like that blue and beta are on here. Normally I'd be opposed, but I like them quite a bit. Uh-oh. That pole up there. I should close the pole. But I haven't yet. Here are the instructions, which just sort of discuss. Here's how you put on the tail, thankfully. And it talks about batteries and whatever else is in here. Yeah, the battery type. As you can hear, it is an electronic dinosaur. And then you got some other fellas here doing their thing. So I'm going to keep these instructions for later, because we might need them. And you can see the box there looking really, really pretty. I love the backgrounds. I just love the Dino Trackers packaging. It's one of my favorites. I think the only one that really beats it for me is the nostalgia of the Fallen Kingdom toy line. Again, the nostalgia. I don't know if I necessarily like the packaging more. And I also am very fond of the Epic Evolution that came out this year, which was actually designed by the content creator and poster designer Neems. I hope I'm saying that name right. If you have seen them around, chances are you have. Trying to do the impossible here. This tail is secured, but it looks amazing. What they did with this fella is they actually gave it a semi-accurate, up-to-date, I would say, Spinosaurus tail reconstruction, based on Irritator and Spinosaurus, among other theropods. Spinosaurus, for that matter. Look at that. That is so cool. It's got a tail fluke, not necessarily super accurate, but I love how it looks. It's very hefty too. Now the question of the day is if I can actually get this in. I'm notorious for not being able to and needing to rely on others for assistance. Never mind, there we go. I got it in. Holy gosh, that tail length. Oh. Yeah, you're fully evolved. Look at that guy. I love this. Alright, let's take a closer look already. Because I am excited. So, this Irritator is super loud and super well detailed. You know, there's been a lot of problems with paint, as you can kind of see on this guy here. But what they tried to do with the second half of Dino Trackers, I would say, is they tried to sort of distribute the paint in a way where it wasn't super distracting and sort of maximized their budget in a way that I think was fairly effective. So as you can see here, the head has, and the neck and part of the body has this like green algae all over it, and I just cannot get over that. And it's got nice painted teeth, and then the tongue and the gums and cheeks are all painted lovely. The algae continues down, and you got this nice brown coloration for the plastic, and then you get this like dark brown. Yeah, it's definitely a dark brown on the other brownish orange. And it sort of speckles in here, sort of like starts coming in, and then it, carries onto the tail. And I just love that. I just love this paint scheme. I just feel like it's very generally overall, I would say it's very natural. The eye is also a nice added color. It's a nice pop without being super distracting or majorly cartoony, in my opinion. Maybe you could have used a round pupil instead of the slit pupil, but otherwise, I think it looks really good. So articulation is kind of limited on this guy, but you can swivel the tail if you wanted to, but it kind of looks strange. Oh yeah, and the scan code is hidden in there in the sail, which looks really good overall. It's hard to notice actually. It's probably one of the most well blended. The button isn't too bad, or the lever, but it's definitely noticeable from the top. But the arms can go back and forth, both sides, out and in. I love how muscular the hands and arms are on this version compared to the first. They're very stubby. This thing is a fisherman. I mean, it's going to have these big arms for grabbing fish potentially, and definitely has the long jaw suited for that as well. I also like how the legs are shorter on this particular iteration. Definitely calling to Spinosaurus aegypticus, and I don't think Irritator necessarily had this, but I think some reconstructions depict it that way. And then the legs can move back and forth, and then can they go out and in? A little bit. They started to phase that out. So definitely an epic evolution, unfortunately, which I'm not a fan of. At all, really. I mean, why get rid of one of the defining Mattel Jurassic characteristics? I mean, it's definitely for budget reasons, but you can get some posability, but since the legs are so low to the ground already, it's not necessary, I think, and you're not going to get a lot of mileage out of posing. But yeah, the arms are very dynamic, though. I love how that looks. But and then the action feature, of course, which we sort of looked at. Very loud roaring with some side to side, sort of, I mean, I wouldn't say that's biting or fighting, but definitely not your standard chomping, Roarivore-esque species. Let's get these scissors out of here for now. Comparison. Here's Baryonyx. Baryonyx is a lot taller, but definitely not as thick as our Irritator here, in the head or the body, and definitely not those arms. Look at the difference in arms, between these two. This Irritator is more like a bear compared to a heron or water bird, which I absolutely adore. I think it's an amazing figure. So much better than the old Irritator. Again, there is one Irritator that's better that came out the same year, weirdly. The Hammond Collection, which I am always looking for, never can find. Don't think I'm ever gonna find that, unfortunately. But maybe one day. As you can see, he's kind of short, the Irritator. Which I kind of like though, because I mean this isn't too inaccurate in terms of size. Here's imprisoned Dilophosaur for scale as well. And then since we have it here, Red Rex in a semi-reared up position. Absolutely dwarfed by the Tyrant, which makes sense. It's Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's gonna definitely outcompete, or be in a different niche per se, than our lovely Irritator friend. But sorry if I flew through that guy a little fast. But I was just very excited to do all the comparisons and take a look at this guy finally. Easily 9 out of 10 figurine. I think, whoa. The only thing I would change is the sensitivity of the action feature, and I don't really like the paint around this particular region. I think it's a little sudden. Only tried to transition it when it transitions well from this, side profile of the species, but I think overall from like the bottom of the figure, which you're not going to see too much, like the legs are very sudden, the tail is very sudden, but otherwise, yeah, no, that is a great Irritator, and I'm so glad I picked it up. It's probably going to be the best looking Spinosaur I have for a while. Hammond Collection Baryonyx is pretty good, and I do love the mainline Baryonyx, but I think this Irritator is the one I love the most. Just some of the sudden paint details, especially with the brown, the dark brown transitions are very sudden. But otherwise, it looks great. It's a good sculpt. It's such an improvement over the original mainline, and the proportions are actually like good. I mean, the feet aren't that large on this guy, in general, and the tail length is pretty decent. It could be a little bit longer, but otherwise, I think it's a solid figure. And now we come to the end of Jurassic for today's stream. Boom. Habitat Defender Triceratops. Now this is huge. You're just gonna say that. It's absolutely huge. I'm gonna wait till everyone gets back in. Sorry for the ads jump scare. I don't know what happened there. But I am so excited to get this thing open. I waited on this guy a long time. Because, I saw the first pictures and I wanted it instantly. And then, the reviews came in and there's some slight details that I don't like. But then Amazon had a sale and it was like $12 or something. I was like, okay, fine, let's do it. And pulled the trigger, and here we are. Apparently they're, use some, supported bio economy. Is that what they say? The bioeconomy. ISCC certified. Make an impact. Product made from 60% ISCC certified plastic. And the packaging is made from FSC cardboard, which is, recycled whatnot. Packaging printed using pure vegetable oil ink. So that's kind of excuse me, kind of interesting. I guess packaging is, they invested quite a bit into the environment with this guy. It's kind of like the Ocean Defender, or Ocean, was it the Ocean Defender? Ocean Defender Mosasaurus, which is always nice. I appreciate when companies at least try and do something. I mean, this barely makes an impact per se based on everything else that they have in the line, but I think it's still kind of cool that it's made with some environmental whatnots in mind. So glad I got this thing, and let's get it open. I know mine has a defect already. The frill is caved in on one side, so I might be able to fix that up with a hair dryer, maybe some warm water, something like that. But I'm not holding my breath, and I was gonna return it and try to get another one, because that was one of the defects I heard of. I was like, oh no, please don't be defected, please don't be defected. And it was, and I was a little upset, but I was like, what am I gonna do? It adds character to the copy that I have. What is going on with this packaging? Yeah, this cardboard is definitely different. It's like it feels like it's been soaked in the ocean. Oh yeah, this thing isn't gonna pull out, isn't it? Because it's taped in. Hold on. This is gonna be a tough one to unbox. I can already tell. So you put a bunch of tape in here. You say you do your environmental whatnots, and then you just put a bunch of tape in here, and that sort of nullifies half the things you did. Habitat Defender Triceratops. I mean, you do you. Oh, I gotta open the bottom and unscrew him from his prison. The feet are locked in. But only 3 of them, which is particular. So let me just get this guy out. Oh god, he fell out. Oh, huge. Huge and skinny, which is strange. Okay. Where's your tail? I was wondering where your tail was. It is buried here in the box. How am I supposed to get to you? Oh, I just destroy the box. That's what I do. Okay, that works. I just ripped the box apart. It's dead. Let me... Okay. So here's the tail. Ooh. Definitely a different feel to it. So I feel like it's either super cheap, or they actually used recycled plastic. So I'll congratulate them if we get there. Let's just put this in. Let's see if I can click this one. Let's see if we're 2 for 2, or we're gonna have some trouble. I don't really know how this goes in. Okay. Not really. This pattern here does not match this tail at all. So I think it just can go in however, whenever. I think. Oh, noticing some scarring on the plastic. I don't know if that's, you know, part of the toy or not. Let's hope so. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get this tail on. Never mind. I stand corrected. So, let's see. Let's see what we got. We have a huge Triceratops. Hold on, let me grab the Hammond collection. So now that we have this one out in the package, no chance. Look at how absolutely massive this thing is. I think jumping straight into comparisons for this one is very fair. I do have the gigantic trackers Triceratops, but not out of package. So this is what I have with me. All the sort of Jurassic Park Triceratops, I would argue, and the juvenile, or the baby, I'd say. So as you can already tell, the Hammond collection and the Habitat Defender generally share the same sculpt. There's been some alterations made to the Habitat Defender that remove articulation, but it's very, very large. Very, very large in comparison. The Roarabor over there is dwarfed instantaneously. Let me put these guys back here. Let's take a look at our Habitat Defender, because holy gosh. Okay, so it's massive. It definitely feels like, not necessarily like cheap. I'd say cheap, but it's like it's made out of different types of plastic. Here you can see the caved in frill, but this thing is just massive. Huge articulated head. Wow, it can actually go down pretty well. The jaw articulates. The detail is incredible. You can move that head side to side as well. It's just so big. The eye looks a little weird. I wish the pupil was a little larger. Could probably do that myself. And the head feels a little loose, but this thing is impressive. Impressive. And then you have like this this piece here is actually, oh, there's the official mark. That's why it only has it on 3 feet. This is actually not paint. This is just a big piece of plastic. You can tell from here. It's sort of like a piece that's been inserted, which I don't mind because it, you know, looks all right. Maybe it's a little cartoony. But there's paint here and here to make it a little more of a transition. But each of the, you know, horns along the frill are painted, as well as the, you know, the 3 horned face of the, oh, sorry about that, of the Triceratops in general. Huge. And then some of the osteoderms are also painted, but not all of them. Yeah, it's sort of interesting that, you know, some of them are painted, some of them are not. No, yeah. Guess this thing also has a huge scan code if you don't have it already. But the legs have some nice paint as well. You know, just on some of the osteoderms there. I don't know if osteoderms is the correct term for those types of scales, but they are massive. And then there's some like some additional paint on the head to sort of bring out. You can sort of see it there along the eye and on the frill. It's sort of this like this darker brown, which I think is a nice detail. I wish there was just some of that over the whole body. And then the the nails. This is so weird. Okay, so the foot, you can see it like has painted nails, but actually it's like a inserted piece of plastic that like comes through the nails. You know, it's like the legs were sort of stuck on top of these additional pieces. But I don't mind that. I think that, you know, from here it looks pretty good. You know, it's interesting how they use plastic a lot on this guy to add more color. Sort of what they've been doing with, you know, the main line, just in general, which I am not opposed to. If you're gonna, you know, not paint the toy, you know, find another way to implement color, because I think that looks pretty good, having all the nails painted. And of course, there's nothing on the tail, but the tail is on a ball joint, so you can swivel it and, move it around a bit. Not crazy or anything. And then the legs are kind of, I don't want to be rude, but kind of useless on this guy. I mean, they move back and forth, and you can maybe get some poses, but you cannot move them out and in. Like I was mentioning before, they're sort of phasing out that. And then same with the back. They're on ratchets. And I mean, I guess you can, you know, get some cool variation in walking pose, you know, something like that, which looks kind of cool. But you know, nothing, you know, that added articulation I think went a long way. And it's just gone now. But otherwise, you know, for the price that I paid for it, I think it's not bad. Mouth doesn't close all the way either, for those who are bothered by that. I wouldn't pay full price for this Triceratops, personally. I think it's just a tad bit expensive for what it was. I think it was like $30. And I don't know if I'd pay $30 for it. I think it's decent. I'd give it probably a 7 out of 10, but also another something. Hold on. Let's grab Alan Grant. This is his favorite species. Looks pretty oversized, I would argue. I know this is okay, Mattel, I'm sorry. We've begged for a larger Triceratops for so long. Ever since the line basically released, because, you know, this is what we got first. And it's a decent figure, and the thing is a great sculpt and great roars and all of that. It's just a little small compared to everything and everyone. So we've been begging, and we got one this year, you know, after 5 years. But now I think it's a bit too large. And the gigantic tracker Triceratops that we got this year, I think is much better scale, because oh my gosh, that is insane. But I mean, I guess it works. Here's a larger Tyrannosaurus, because the Red Rex is a bit smaller. And that looks alright. But I think it's just a tad bit large. Just a tad. And then here's Stegosaurus. Oh my god. That I think put in perspective just how large this Triceratops is. Because the Stegosaurus would tower over almost everything in the main line because of those plates. And the Triceratops is even larger. Absolutely huge. Not that I mind, you know, having this large Triceratops. It's just, maybe a bit too large. But otherwise, easily, you know, a great figure overall. 7 out of 10. I wouldn't get it at full price, but I would definitely get it eventually. Put that down. But, yeah, no, I think I like it overall. It's just, you not necessarily disappointing, because it's definitely exactly what it is. It's a larger Triceratops, but I think I would have preferred if it had a little bit more articulation. I think that's the main sort of con or drawback of the figure, in my opinion. Otherwise, I think it's great. Maybe a little bit too large for some, but I'm pleased with it and being as big as it is. And yeah, I'm just gonna try and find space for him. I think that'll be something. But I think that will conclude our Jurassic whatnots for this evening. Let me grab the 2 other figures we'll be looking at tonight. Oh, say goodbye, Alan Grant. For tonight, anyways. Well, I'll bring everyone together for the, finale. As we always do. But yeah, huge trike. Massive. Red Rex is gonna have a hard time taking on that Triceratops. Gonna absolutely impale and desecrate. This poll's been going on. 14 votes. Well, for the people who wanted Godzilla Kong the New Empire, here we go. Because we are gonna be doing them now. I'm just putting all these dinosaurs on the ground around me. Minus the ones that we will be... Oh, I guess we can do the dinosaurs now. So a little weird. Oh, here's Irritator for scale. Massive. Massive. Gallimimus. Dilophosaurus. Not even a chance. Ian with glider. Not gonna be able to stand. Alan Grant. And oh, have even smaller dinosaurs. Baby Triceratops. Small baby juvenile raptor. So that's all the dinosaurs that we looked at, Mattel Jurassic stuff. Very pleased with all these figures. I'm glad I picked all of them up. Definitely the Triceratops, I think, is the weakest out of all of them for me. Just because of, the many drawbacks it has. But I'm happy to have it. It's very large, and satisfies, the need, or rather want, for a larger Triceratops. So, can't say I'm too bothered. So, without further ado, however, let's dive into the new empire, shall we? Let me just, sorry about that. Get these Mattel Jurassic fellows out of here. I really like the 93 Classic. Sorry, Irritator is just very, very attention-seeking. Really like the 93 Classic stuff. The Triceratops, yeah, is just probably the weakest for me. However, Shimo from the New Empire and Scar King from the New Empire. The 2 main antagonists are here. So we're gonna completely shift gears to teased primarily in the thumbnail. I probably should have opened them first, but I wanted to wait because these are probably, you know, I'm kind of in a Godzilla phase at the moment, to say the very least, especially after everything that's released. And I would say these are the two that I was most excited for, even though they're arguably the worst toys out of all the ones we're looking at, because, you know, they're just so cheap in comparison. But we're gonna open up Scar King first, maybe. Yeah, we'll open up Scar King first because that's what we'll do, and then we'll open Shimo. So here's Scar King, the primary antagonist of Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. Love the packaging. The Scar King sitting there, and it's the crystal landscape, the sort of Iwi realm. Love the Godzilla and Kong renders. And there's the ruthless Scar King with the whip slash, which is its primary weapon. And then, you know, a few of the other figures. I do not have the evolved Godzilla and the Kong quite yet. Waiting for those last. The fearsome Godzilla has evolved. Correct. Godzilla, Kong, The New Empire. Love this movie. If you haven't seen it already, I'll probably mention some spoilers. But yeah, let's get Scar King out of here. I forgot that I opened this guy already. Technically, I tried this, you know, fit him in my backpack or something. Because I wanted to bring him inside, and, you know, I had a bunch of other stuff to carry. But he would not fit, unfortunately. This is a shame. So I ended up just opening him partially for no reason. But it's making it a little easier now. I'm just realizing that the tape I cut was very unnecessary. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I almost cut my finger off. Be careful with scissors, ladies and gents, if you don't know to do so already. Very dangerous. Oh, what the heck? What is this? Okay, well, that just died. Even the packaging is very, very cheaply put together. What in the world? Sorry, this is falling apart all over the place. Scar King. I have a trouble with the other packaging. I don't know if me partially opening him before made it hard. Yeah, if I just did this would have fit in my backpack. Yeah, there's the shell of a box. What I noticed was this awesome sticker that says Godzilla X GXK movie Scar King with whip slash. It's a fun little sticker in there. Might take that out and put that somewhere. Here's Scar King. He's all tied up, so let's set him free. Yes, I am unboxing a Godzilla Kong Scar King with bone slash whip slash weapon. Yes, I am very robot. We really taped this guy together. They spared no expense on the packaging. Oh my god. Super well composed here. Can I take this zip tie apart? I didn't think so. I'm just gonna have to cut the zip tie. I don't know why we have access to it. There is no way in hell that I'm putting that back together. Excuse my language. Just gonna try and there we go. The old twist-a-roo. Hopefully that didn't break Scar King too much. And then we're just gonna can sort of twist these paper fellas, make our life a little easier. And it's kind of cool that those are made of paper rather than plastic. But I see a plastic tie on several portions of Skarking anyways. I don't know why this guy is so well secure. I think if they invested less into the packaging, you have more to invest elsewhere, like the paint and the articulation and all that. No, he went to town in the paper department. That much is certain. Sorry, while I... Okay. I'm gonna have to vacuum my room after this. There's a bunch of random black plastic pieces everywhere. Skarking is still not free. He is tied to his packaging. And there's ties on him and his whip slash. He spent absolutely spared no expense on ensuring that Skarking is secure. Oh my gosh. I don't even know why they like tied the whip slash to him, even though it already is tied to him. I don't even know how to explain that. And the whip slash is tied to the packaging. Oh my god. Okay. Here's Skarking. He's pretty heavy. Let's take a look at him. The whip slash is still imprisoned. Luckily, it's almost free. Another thing about these figures is that they're very cheap. I think I already mentioned that. In comparison to the Mattel toys, you know, one dinosaur will cost like, you know, of a similar size will cost $10 and have barely any paint or anything. No accessories. And then there's these guys that have a ton of accessories, a ton of pretty decent paint on most of them anyways. There's a look at that background again. If you were interested, you can see the Iwi pyramids in the background. Without further ado, let's take a look at Skarking. I'm very excited for the SH Monster Arts and potential Hiya Toys release of this toy, or this character. But before then, we have the Playmates toy. The Playmates toy is pretty decent, I'd say. It's definitely a little based on the concept Skarking, where it's, you know, that the head's a little more bald, but the silhouette is there. I think the head is the weakest point in terms of sculpt. It doesn't really look like Skarking. Not really. It doesn't really look like him at all. I mean, it's kind of, you know, like an evil monkey man, and that's it. But where this thing really shines, I would say, is everything except his head, to put it lightly. So here's his whip slash. So it sort of works. It's very short and also inaccurate to the movie. In the actual film, the sort of jaw here is the handle, while the end point is the crystal. But I guess they didn't want to spoil that much. But Skarking has a head that can move, you know, side to side. He has a, you know, a chest swivel. You can see how ripped he is. He moves side to side, up and down, all around. His arms can move out, and he can bend at the elbow. Arms can move back and forth. Elbow can move back and forth. They can swivel. Yep. And then the wrist can swivel as well. And then the articulation continues to impress down here at the leg, which can go back and forth. Can't go out and in, unfortunately, but the knee can bend, and then that's it. Not as much articulation. Oh, wait. No, they can swivel. So you can get, you know, a little more range. Now the question is, can Scar King stand? Nope. Hold on. The power pole. His hand isn't that malleable. So, but he can definitely with his whip slash. Let's see if I can get him to stand. Let me get him in a more neutral position. There we go. There he stands. Okay, so he can stand, thankfully. But, he's pretty decent size, I think, compared to the Kong. We'll take a look at a Kong figure in a second compared to him. But, overall, I think he's pretty good. I just wish the paint's pretty decent. I mean, you got, you know, the war paint as well as, you know, his white skin and then, you know, the paint on his head. But I just wish the head was a little more faithful to the movie because it's like kind of Scar King, but like not really. It's like clearly based off like an older concept, I think. But the fur definition looks good, the muscle definition, the sculpt is really good overall. Just not very accurate. And then the whip slashes, you know, there. What we can do. Let me get this whip slash out. I love the Scar King in the movie, by the way. He's one of my favorite MonsterVerse villains ever. I mean, not a lot of competition for Scar King, I would say. I mean, you have like Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla. The other monsters in the past are not necessarily villains. I mean, they're antagonistic for sure, but I wouldn't say they were, you know, as ruthless and evil as Scar King, or as intimidating as some of the others. I mean, it's just a difference in, you know, direction. There we go. Okay, I was putting it a little too low, but there's the, you know, the whip slash around him, which I think looks better just having it around him, because I feel like he looks a little naked without his whip slash, to be honest. But I mean, he does have, you know, there's a few moments in the film where he doesn't have it. Particularly the final battle. On the box, it's a little lower than, you know, how I put it here. Slightly. Not by much. I feel like the prototype actually looks a little better, sculpt-wise and paint-wise. But overall, I'd say I'm pretty pleased with Scar King. I mean, he looks as lanky and proportionate as he does in the film, and I just really love the design of Scar King. We'll do some comparisons after we open Shimo, which we will do now. But yeah, overall, I think I liked this Scar King. I'm glad you can get some. Let me see if I can. I mean, you can't really make him go quadrupedal. Like he sort of does in the film a few times. He goes quadrupedal, but you can make him sit relatively. Here. If I had a throne for him, it would be perfect. So you can do the sitting pretty easily. But I don't really have a throne for him. Oh, there you go. Sitting among the bones. But, yeah, no. Very decent range of articulation. You know, not anything you would get from like SH Monster Arts or Haya even. But overall, I think I'm pleased with this figure. I think I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Nah, that's a little too low, I think. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It's just mainly, you know, some of the sculpt. It's still, you know, sculpt in terms of accuracy. I still think it's one of the best Playmates Godzilla, Kong figures, MonsterVerse figures in general so far. Maybe they'll make an updated Scar King, because they updated the heck out of Kong this year. I'll say that much. Yeah, Ruthless Scar King. And it was just such a fun villain in the movie. I love the Scar King. I think it's just such a fun, very dynamic character, and I'm glad that we got a villain like that. And then the secondary antagonist, Shimo, the ancient frost titan. This gal, comes with the frostbite blast. And it's the same standard packaging. On the back you can actually see the prototype, where the neck and the tail are a bit different. But Shimo is very, 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 very dangerous, and you get to see her power quite a bit. I mean, she easily froze Scar King, easily froze Godzilla in the movie. And I just wish there was more of her, if I was gonna, you know, say any criticisms of the film in that regard. I feel like Scar King delivered on sort of what I expected. I sort of anticipated him sort of relying a bit on Shimo. He is definitely powerful without Shimo. We see that in the movie. But he doesn't like being bested, so he sort of relies on old Shimo. But Shimo, I think, was not necessarily like underutilized. I mean, maybe, I guess, in some degree. But I think I like Shimo. I think I like Shimo in the film overall. I think Shimo delivered on what I was expecting. I wasn't surprised by anything. I mean, I was kind of spoiled on some things, unfortunately. I knew Scar King had reign and power over Shimo. Not necessarily, like, shocking information. I would have liked if they were a little more, like, if Shimo was a little more willing to be evil, I think. But I kind of liked that, you know, it's, you know, Scar King is such a threat that he was able to overcome this powerful ice titan, ancient, able to cause ice ages, or cause the ice age throughout time. The ice ages through time, I should say, more appropriately. I just wish there was more of her, because she's absolutely formidable. Just a beast, force to be reckoned with. Again, she almost technically kills Godzilla. If Shimo got to frozen Godzilla, I don't know what would have happened. Also Mothra, just in the movie. I was very, very spoiled on that, I would say. But, I was so happy to see her, and I really liked her role in the movie, as minor as it was. I mean, I'm not opposed at all to her role in the film. In fact, I was quite welcome to it. I think I liked her role in this movie more than King of the Monsters in some regards. You know, it just sort of felt neat to have Mothra be involved a bit more. I mean, I guess she located Godzilla and was like, help him, please, in King of the Monsters, but there's Shimo, by the way. I would say her role in this movie sort of being like a direct plot point, like we need Mothra to stop Godzilla from eating Kong, basically. I kind of like that. I just thought it was a, a fun little plot thread. I mean, not very expanded upon now, but could have been easily written out of the movie. But I personally loved it. And seeing Mothra back after, 5 very long years is always a treat. I hope Playmates releases a Wave 2 that features, I guess we got a Wave 2 already. Just features some more larger scale figures and more Shimo. Shimo is known already, so I guess we don't need to hide her anymore. But they certainly wanted to do that. I guess that sort of built up Shimo as something more than she kind of is, which I can see why people were upset about that. Because Shimo was sort of just a secondary antagonist, but the marketing was sort of treating it like, oh yeah, Shimo is gonna be like this mysterious, bigger super threat, and I guess in a way she is more powerful than Scar King, but she definitely wasn't the main antagonist, and I'm glad she wasn't. Sorry, just taking apart the box here. Yep, there's Shimo's box. Goodbye. And we have another tail. This tail is not an insert, but over a ball joint, so let's see if I can do it. But Shimo's tail is very short, which is not too inaccurate to the film, because she has a very stubby tail. She's also very cat-like, in many regards. There we go. Oh, you probably heard me die just trying to put that tail on. 3 for 3 tonight, which I'm shocked about. But here is the ancient Shimo. Oh my gosh. Sculpt wise, pretty good. Sculpt detail wise, on the arms really good. On the neck and head, pretty good. The spine's, serviceable. The tail, really good. But that body, oh, so smooth. So smooth. I mean, I guess she has the underbelly really nice, but the sides of her body are very, very muted, and that's sort of been a common trend with all Playmates, is they have a lot of muted detail, and the paint is a little on the head, and then of course that's part of the plastic insert, and then you have some white paint there for some reason. That's a little strange. I guess that's how Shimo is. And then, of course, the nice blue eye. And the dark blue spines. And then the blue on the tail looks really good, in my opinion. Like, really good. I love that tail. Ooh. Are we back? Hello? Okay. The internet just killed itself, I think. Let me know if we're back or not. But we're just gonna keep going. Hope for the best. The internet's been having trouble lately. Let's try this. No? Okay. I think we're back. Yeah, okay. We're gonna continue as much as we can. So, Shimo, some nice paint otherwise, but maybe some more detail on the body would be better, and I think the 2-pack that has Shimo is certainly an improvement on both of those reptilians. But articulation, we have the jaw, it's very wide, which I thought was a little weird, but then I saw the movie, and she does that, and I was like, okay, sure. It's looks a little weird in the movie, but the neck can go down, up, and side to side. Good range of motion. The arms can go back and forth and out and in, which is nice. So you can get, that sort of pose. And then the wrist articulates on both of her front hands. And then the legs are a little lacking, however. They just go back and forth. Oh, I guess she has ankle articulation too. They just go back and forth, no out and in on the legs. And then the tail goes side to side, but it's such a, dynamic pose that it's, it's kind of strange to put in any other pose besides that, which is very reminiscent of when she first uses her ice blast in the film. I love the way her tail is. It's such a interesting, pose, and I love the thagomizers that she has. Yeah, I love her range, her posture. That's very cat-like. It's like a literally positioned like a cat, and it's very strange. But if cat was an inspiration, I wouldn't be shocked. But of course, easily you can get Shimo in a upright position, which she doesn't do, I think, in the movie, but in the concept art and in her renders and with this toy and many others, she can. I'm trying to think in the movie. I don't think she has the chance to. And then, of course, she has a little hole in her mouth, so you can put this frostbite blast. I really like what they did, Playmates did with the accessories this time around, where I like the plastic. I think it looks a lot better than I have it right here. Like this, I think looks okay. And then it has this little like circular hole. Well, this it's like a distinct like rectangular, triangular hole, and the plastic's a little more transparent. A little bit. I just really like this a lot more. And it's a shorter beam, so it, the tendency to hang or morph or anything is decreased. But yeah, so you see that hole there. You sort of shove this in here. And the insert piece is also a little longer, so let me just put that in. Yep. This tucks in real nice like a retainer, and then you probably want to clamp the mouth a little bit, like so. There you go. She's just blasting away. I love, I know there's been mixed discussion, but I like how the beam sort of like goes around the mouth. It just adds a little more, detail, I think. But yeah, so you can have her blasting away. And I think it looks really, really good. And there she is. Boom. So good. So good. For comparison, have a ton of guys. Ton of Playmates. Fellas, I didn't bring all of them, just mainly the ones that are in the new Empire. So, of course, here's Scar King, her previous captor. Not in scale at all, I would say. I'd say Shimo is definitely a lot smaller in this toy. Definitely a lot shorter than she is in the movie. You can't really get Scar King to, stand on her and, do the poses in the movie. It's kind of a shame, but there is a giant Shimo that just released, which is just a tad bit large, kind of like the Habitat Defender Triceratops. But overall, not opposed to getting that guy. That last, I should say. And here's the fearsome Godzilla, pre-evolved. Dwarfs over both of them. Just like how you know, kind of does to Scar King in the movie. Such an awesome fight between, you know, all the Titans and that anti-gravity. I just wish Scar King had a little more interaction with Godzilla. And let me grab some more guys for you for comparison. So we have plenty of more. Because I love these Playmates toys, and they're very cheap, and it's easy to build a Godzilla shelf of them. Here's a, you know, battle-torn Godzilla from one of the other sets. You know, same sculpt, so, you know, I just wanted to bring him in there. If you have him specifically, because I know the other one is a lot more rare. Here's Doug. Very small. I loved his little cameo in the film. Here's Suko. This Suko, I don't know how to feel about this Suko figure. After seeing the movie, at first I was like, yes, this is one of Playmate's best. And it's weird in the respect that it does have a large amount of articulation. But the head sculpt is very inaccurate. I mean, there's just a lot of inaccuracies with this whole toy line. It's like a very much a you know, like a concept toy line. Because here comes red fearsome Godzilla, who's evolved, but very red rather than, you know, the distinct pink. But scale's very nice with Scar King, I'd say. And then here is King Kong. Let me wedge him in between. That's good. Shimo, Godzilla, and then Kong, which is definitely, you know, the main character of the film. But yeah, there's basically the whole Playmates, you know, and just the new Empire roster in terms of the main characters. Shimo, very out of scale, unfortunately. But I think she does scale with one other figure, which is this King Ghidorah. So let me move a few of these guys back, just so we can do a little comparison. Let's get Godzilla. Suko, Doug. Shimo, I think, might scale well with the King Ghidorah. Yeah, actually, because the King Ghidorah and the Shimo are both supposed to be a bit larger. A lot larger. And I think they scale pretty decent together, weirdly. Let me do something here. I think in the novelization, it was confirmed that Shimo is the one who froze King Ghidorah, which I think is super fun, and I like that. It shows just how powerful Shimo is. So there you go. I think they scale pretty well together. Yeah, I'd say they scale well together overall. So at least those two are in scale, and you can have those two go at each other. And then for, you know, a final little comparison, not really fair at all, but we can put these two next to probably the crown jewel of everything I own, the Hiya Toys Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla Exquisite Basics line. Oh, yeah, you can really see the, you know, the cheapness, I guess, of our friends here. Shimo absolutely dwarfed. Scar King actually looks better in scale with the Hiya Toys Godzilla. So I am very excited for the Hiya Toys Kong and Scar King and the Shimo. I really want to get the Shimo. But yeah, no, that Godzilla is very good figure. I was going to do a review on this guy, but I, just could not wait. I was too excited, to say the least. But I have him. But overall, I think I'm very pleased with the Shimo figure overall. Probably a 7 out of 10. I just wish, maybe it had some better detail overall. And then, was in scale, because it definitely is not. Oh boy. Suko's having a hard time existing. There he is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. A lot of fun figures today. There is one last thing I want to try. So I have Kong here, right? Kong features his battle axe. We have not gotten a toy this year with the battle axe. That's because it's all about that beast glove this year, which makes sense. It's the new weapon that Kong has, so they can have more toys. But can Scar King hold the axe? Because he steals it during the events of the movie. I don't think he can, because I think his fingers are too rigid, so he can't slip that in there. And I think that hold, that grasp, is a little too firm. But I'm gonna try. No, there's no way. There's no way to slip the axe through his hand, unfortunately. Unless I break him. If I dislocate his thumb. It's unlike the Mattel humans, those hands are like so rigid. And unfortunately his other hand is entirely closed, so it's just for throwing punches. I guess you can have it sunk into his, he can have it, sort of, if you like tape it to his hand. It looks super big on him. But yeah. Kong's axe. Scar King. There he goes. But yeah, so there's a lot of the Playmates figures that we have over here. But overall, I am pretty happy with everything I've opened today. Just some nitpicks with some of these Playmates toys and the Triceratops and basically everyone, I guess. But overall, I think they are really good toys, really good figurines, and I had fun opening them and playing around with them. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more unboxings like this one. I will most likely be getting any other Playmates, new Empire toys that they release. I'm all for that. And most certainly, I am interested in quite a few of the Jurassic toys, of course. I buy them every year, even though when I tell myself I'm not going to. And then they drop, like, one of the greatest looking figures I've ever seen in my life. But thank you all for staying with me through this very, very long live stream. And I'll see you all in the next video. Oh, God. I think there's something outside. I think it's inside.